It's March the 15th, and this is your Pacific Palisades real estate market update. I'm James Respondek with Rodeo Realty, and I've sold hundreds of homes to generations of Palisadians. Here is this week's important market activity, and get your popcorn out because there's a lot of activity to cover. Just listed in the Huntington Palisades, 14928 La Cumbre Drive, a brand new 2024 modern farmhouse style, is listed for $17.5 million. Wow, it's gorgeous. 9,200 square feet on a 15,000 square foot lot. And it's got 6 bedrooms, 8 baths, you know, all the goodies, the home theater and the gym and all the wonderful things, elevators, a beautiful backyard. I mean, it is really quite gorgeous. And it's got a full outdoor kitchen and, you know, to go along with the pool and spa in the back. It's really gorgeous. Just listed in Brentwood, north of Sunset between Saltaire and Barrington, 11740 Crescenda Street. This property is absolutely gorgeous. It's 3.5 acres. I know it's gorgeous because I sold it, you know, a while back, 20 years or so. It's called Ocho Manos, and one of its features is it's 20,000 square feet. It was designed by Bob Ray Offenhauser and built by Peter McCoy Construction. So this property is absolutely exquisite. There is no such thing as a veneer in here. There's so much use of this gorgeous imported Majorcan stone. Say that twice, 3 times. Anyway, I love this property. It's gorgeous. And it should be gorgeous because it's listed for a tidy $69.5 million. Woo, but it is something to behold. Just listed in Marquez Knolls, 16525 Akron Street, listed for $12 million. Ooh, $12 million. Now, it's a 4150 square foot house on a 7167 lot, but it has an architectural pedigree. It's called the Keeler House, and it was designed by Ray Cappy, who's very renowned. And it's kind of like a mega post and beam. However, I'm wondering that $12 million seems a little pricey, so they're really dining out on that pedigree. Just listed in the Huntington, 501 Toyopa Street, listed for $10,400,000. Now, this is a 2006 New England traditional, 5,800 square feet on a 10,000 square foot lot. Very gracious. You know, it's got high ceilings and it's very traditional. And I hope you enjoy cooking on the La Cornue stove in the kitchen. Just listed in the Upper Riviera, 1565 Umeo Road, listed for just under $9 million, 5,100 square feet on a 26K lot. Now, this is called the Porch House, and it was designed by Johnstone and Mark Lee. These guys are very, very good architects. I love their design sensibility. Now, this house has gorgeous views back to Rivas Canyon across its own little amphitheater of yard. So it doesn't have a pool and a lot of yard, but it's really pretty. Just listed in Santa Monica Canyon, 540 Dryad Road, which is a 1990 Mediterranean style, and it has 4,400 square feet on a 6,000 square foot lot. It's got good bones, but it reads a little dark and a little bit heavy, so it's going to need to be updated and lightened up a little bit. The backyard I like is very tropical and has water features in it. Just listed in the Village Bluffs, a 1985 contemporary. It's 3,650 square feet on a 7,000 square foot lot. Not all of that's flat. And it's listed for $4,250,000, located at 736 Swarthmore Street. 5 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms. I like this one. It's nice and close to the village. Just sold one down the street. Just listed in El Medio Bluffs, 501 Arbramar Street, 1,800 square footer on a 6,600 square foot lot. It's very tidy, little traditional, doesn't place well on the lot, so it doesn't give you a lot of backyard the way it is, so it'll most probably be a tear down, but it's a great location. And listed at $2,995,000. Just listed in Sunset Mesa, or as you know, I like to call it Palisades or Palisades. Well, anyway, 3702 Ocean Hill Way is listed for $3,295,000, 2,060 square feet on a 6,800 square foot lot. Now this has been redone and it's very tasteful, and I love the design that they put into this, so I like this one. Just listed in Sunset Mesa, also 3709 Malibu Vista Drive. I actually used to live on Malibu Vista Drive. 2,240 square feet on 6,800 square foot lot, listed for $2.9 million. A good price. I like this price. It's got a really nice yard, and it's got a nice big open kitchen to the view. And upstairs, there's a master bedroom which has an even better view. It does need some updating. Just sold in the Alphabet Streets. Let's go to the solds. 911 Kagawa sold for $3,512,000. So that's off the ask. That started at almost $4 million. It's 2,700 square feet on a 6,500 square foot lot. You know, it was a 1940 traditional, then I think it was updated in the 60s, then updated again, so it's had a few different iterations, but it is still probably going to need some updating. And this is the first time this has been on the market in 50 years. Ooh, that doesn't happen too often anymore now. Just sold above the Village, 1365 Goucher Street. Sold $200K over the ask. Ooh, it started at 3.1, sold for 3.310. 2,300 square footer on an 11K lot. Not all of that was flat, but it did have views and it did have some yard. Now, the floor plan was a little weird, so it's definitely kind of a fixer, but it did have a nice package above the Village with views and some yard. Just sold above the Village again, 14929 Whitfield Street, sold for $3,025,000. That was $30,000 over the ask, and it's a 1950 traditional 1,800 square footer on a 6,700 square foot lot. First time on the market in 20 years. Probably going to be a teardown, even though it was a very tidy little house. Just sold in the Village Bluffs, 700 Radcliffe Avenue, sold for $2,865,000. Now this one had been on the market for 145 days, so how does that figure? Well, it's a 7,500 square foot lot, which is really nice, but it's on a corner, so you lose a little bit of that in the setbacks. So that property was 1,500 square feet, so almost probably a tear down. Just sold in the Village Bluffs again, 15341 DuPas Street, sold for $2.8 million. 1,600 square foot on a 5,000 square foot lot. Now this house had been pretty nicely redone, albeit it did have a little bit of a kind of a strange floor plan in a couple of ways, and it had a one-car garage. So, but 2.8 for done house near the Village, not too bad. Just sold in the El Medio Bluffs. This was an off-market sale at 575 Taquits Place, sold for $2.8 million. A 1950s house, although I think it had been updated, condition unknown. The lot was $54.50. Just sold in Sunset Mesa. Again, sold, wow, $500K over the ask for $3,326,000. This was updated, but at some point, but not that recent, but it did have good views. Now this is weird because the views were kind of blocked by the bushes, so I think these people imagined those bushes trimmed. That's why it went way over. It's all about the view. Plus this one had a pool. The house was 2,136 square feet and the lot was 6,700 square feet. And last but not least, just sold in Upper Marquez, 1020 Glenhaven. This just sold for $3,450,000, 38K over the ask, 3,600 square feet on a 9,000 foot lot. It also had a pool. It was only on the market for 7 days, and it did have nice views. I hope this information has been helpful to you. And if you're looking to find your perfect house, I see more property than probably just about anybody in the Palisades. Or if you're thinking of selling, it's springtime and the buyers are out. So I'd love to help. Give me a call, and I will see you next week.